Warning: federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 USC 107.
Let's talk about real life issues, love and relationships. Let's have a good time with the missus. Let's talk about celebrities. Let's talk about caring events. Let's talk about things you don't see on regular TV. So join in on Peachy Tea Tyme. Peachy Tea Tyme. Tune in on Peachy Tea Tyme. Peachy Tea Tyme. Come join us on Peachy Tea Tyme. Peachy Tea Tyme. Join us on Peachy Tea Tyme. Peachy Tea Tyme. Yeah.
That her children's alleged killer is now in custody.
I miss them so much.
Teneka Ellington's cry breaks the silence in the room. The pain of a mother still grieving her daughter and son she lost in a deadly shooting back in April.
My kids did not deserve that.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey, it's your girl, the missus. The missus with the kisses, baby. Mwah. What's good, baby? What's good in your city? Or you could just go and call me Miss Peach, too. I forgot about that part. I ain't got my necklace on today. I ain't got my necklace on. We Betty booping it. But y'all, thank y'all so much for showing up tonight. Thank you so much. I don't know what's going on. There's a lot going on with my system and everything tonight. There go a round of applause, but the system ain't working. It ain't giving like it's supposed to be giving. So, but don't worry about it, y'all. Don't worry about it. Charlotte, I don't know what's going on. Charlotte said you are stuck. We hear you, but you are stuck. So hopefully it'll come back through, and then y'all be able to hear and see everything that's going on. I really don't know what's going on right now. So I'm finna bring Charlotte up, and Charlotte finna say something.
Well, good morning, good evening, good
Charlotte, I
afternoon.
can't hear you. Let me
I'm
see
off
if
mute.
my system will let me. Oh,
I'm off
it
mute.
said you don't have. Okay. Let me. I don't know what's going on. I'm finna. There we go.
Can
Can
you
you
hear
see
me
me
now?
now? I can't hear you though, Charlotte, and it don't look like you're on mute.
No, I'm not.
No. Okay, Charlotte. Let me. I'm gonna have to come down and come back up. Okay. And you could. We're gonna play this music video. That's what we'll do. We'll play this music video while I come up and come back down.
The saying goes, if it stays, let it stay for a little while. But if it goes, let it go, even if you long for it. But if it leaves, then it leaves an open wound that consumes you, and a smile that you put on that's a mile long won't even mask it up. Sinking sand, I fell in sinking sand, sinking in, never to see again. When the blind leads the blind, the best view is from behind. Hindsight 2020, would you still power forward with a look like Dirk, singing shit from the outside? Would you round third, head to my crib in the nighttime? If the head right, probability is high, I'll be there every night. Well, at least a couple times. You can't say that we didn't try. You can't say that we didn't try. The saying goes, if it stays, let it stay for a little while. But if it goes, let it go, even if you long for it. What if it leaves and it leaves an open wound that consumes you, and a smile that you put on that's a mile long won't even mask it up. Sinking sand, I fell in sinking sand, sinking in, never to see again. When the blind leads the blind, the best view is from behind. Hindsight 2020, would you still power forward with a look like Dirk, seeing shit from the outside? Would you round third, head to my crib in the nighttime? If the head right, probability is high, I'll be there every night. Well, at least a couple times. You can't say that we didn't try. You can't say that we didn't try. Yeah.
I believe we live. Can you all hear me? Okay, good. Just making sure. Well, good evening, family. Good evening, family. Miss Peachy should be back. Here she is now. Okay, we see you.
Can you
Are
see
you?
me and hear me?
Yeah, and you moving. Okay, you
Yeah.
moving up. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine. Baby, the devil is a lie. The
Okay,
devil is
okay.
a lie.
We got this. We got this.
Exactly. You know, he be trying. He be trying, Teneka. Teneka, he be trying so hard. But I be like, hold on. Hold on.
Never
Let me
wins.
do
Never
something.
wins.
Exactly. Okay, so I can hear myself. So someone got me turned up. So if you could turn it down, that'll be great. Thank you all for joining. We headed to Memphis, baby. We headed to Memphis. We ready for Memphis tonight, okay? We ready for Memphis. We ain't playing no games with Memphis, and I'm gonna need y'all to stand on up, okay? Stand on up. Please share this video, y'all. Please share this video. This was a tragic situation that occurred. I don't think we've had a show like this before. I'm just gonna put it out there. I don't think we had a show like that. Girl, that was me the whole time. I had me playing on my phone. Sorry, y'all. I'm like, why am I still hearing myself?
Be your own people.
Ooh,
It be every
I got
time.
nervous.
Your
I
own
got
people.
nervous. But again, y'all, thank y'all so much for coming. We finna go ahead and get this show started. We got the Ellington family and friends here. Again, I don't think we had a story like this before. Y'all gonna see why I say that. But Charlotte, anything you want to say before we get started, girls?
Yeah, well, welcome everybody. Welcome families. We so happy to have you. Hey Memphis, we in here now. We part of the family. How many times this year we done been to Memphis already?
It had to been like 1,567 times.
Well, dang, I wasn't thinking that many times, but we done traveled quite a bit to Memphis. So here
Baby,
we are again.
we
Okay.
don't be playing with Memphis, okay? We do not play with Memphis at all. We've had some advocates from Memphis on here on Peachy Tea Time, letting us know what's going on down there. I do plan on coming to Memphis just as well. 1 year. 1 year. 1 year I'm coming. I'm coming. Just gotta get my nerve up to come. Gotta get my nerve up to come. You know? So
Memphis is a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place and some good barbecue. Mm.
oh girl, that's all you had to say. I'm on my way. I love me some barbecue now, but I ain't never been to Memphis. I ain't never ever been to Memphis, so I'm definitely coming. So let me go ahead and get this show started and bring up our first guest, Miss Lakeisha. Hey, Lakeisha.
She on mute.
There go my hand clap. Hey, Lakeisha.
She's trying to find the mute
I
button.
was just trying to find the mute button. I really don't know what to tell you, Lakeisha. Do you know where it's at?
Down
Shay.
on the. There it is. There she is.
Hey, I told you the devil is a lie. He be trying it, girl. He be trying it. How you doing, Lakeisha?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
I am doing good, girl. I am doing good. Now, Lakeisha, I told Teneka already that we're gonna do some crying, but you better believe we're gonna do some laughing too, okay?
All
And I
right.
ain't even no comedian. I just be talking. And then they just think I'm funny, girl. That's it. That's it. Look at it. Now, Lakeisha, please tell everybody your relation to Jasmine and also Michael Jr.
Um, Jasmine was my first niece. Michael was my first nephew. They both was my sister and my brother-in-law's children. So,
All right. Now, tell us a fond memory of them
oh,
both.
it was we was Easter Sunday. Easter Sunday Sunday, excuse me. This year, 2025. We was all there. I was barbecuing. And we just enjoying ourselves, having a good time.
Mm, okay. We are also live tonight, y'all. We are live on Instagram. We are live on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. So I always make sure that I make that known. Um, I always have to make it known. So shout out to everybody watching, baby. Shout out. All right. Now, next we gonna bring up Monica. Monica, it's your turn, girl. Here come Monica. Look, Monica, like, hold on. I'm trying to find that mute button. Where is that mute button? Oh, she fell off. She fell off. Monica
All right.
trying to find the mute button, baby. So until we get Monica back up, we gonna go ahead and bring up Mama and Daddy, baby. Mama and Daddy, Miss Teneka and Michael Senior. Here they go. There go y'all doorbell. There go y'all doorbell. And Lakeisha, that's your doorbell too. Sorry. Forgot the doorbell. I'm telling you, girl, with all that little stuff that was going on, it made me nervous. I'm over here sweating and everything. Now, Tanika and Michael Sr. First and foremost, I have to say my condolences. And also at the same time, thank you for trusting me with your kid's story. Okay. They were adults. They was adults, but they still was y'all babies.
That's
Okay. Yes. So I definitely thank you for trusting us more than you know. Now, tell us a little bit about y'all family. Cause y'all got a big family.
we do.
Yeah, look, she said we do, and so please tell us about the siblings. Tell us about everything, everybody.
You want to go?
Okay, we yeah,
Sorry,
with my family,
Chewy
we
likes
had
to
eight
say hi
kids,
sometimes.
four grandchildren, and I got like a whole host of nieces and nephews from my sisters and brother-in-laws. But I mean, we like quiet, laid-back family. Don't get in no trouble. Don't bother nobody. You know, all about trying to come up.
That's what's up. Now, how many kids you said y'all had?
We
With
had
Mike,
nine. So
9 kids.
we had nine total. We have six children left. We lost our our infant son in 2023, and then we lost our two adult children this year in 2025.
mhm.
9 kids.
9.
And I have to make sure I make this very clear. Okay. This is look, Lakeisha already know where I'm going with this. 9 kids amongst the two of y'all. Correct?
Yes. Yes.
Let me repeat. 9 kids amongst the two of y'all, and y'all still married.
Yes.
Look at God.
That's a feat. Okay.
Yeah.
And look good too.
God,
Don't
don't
look like
they?
okay.
Thank
Don't they? Y'all don't
They
even
would
look
be
like y'all
falling
had 9
out all
kids.
them kids. Oof.
Look,
What? Don't do that.
Charlotte only got one, y'all. She only got one.
Who? I got 10.
Lakeisha, you got what you say, Lakeisha?
Jesus.
What is they doing down there in Memphis to y'all? What they doing to y'all down there?
No, it's what they need to be doing, reading a book or doing some other stuff.
Lakeisha, we gonna bring you back.
Gosh.
We gonna bring you back, Lakeisha. We gonna talk about this doggone
About
kids.
legacy. Legacy. Okay. The name
Definitely,
will roll on.
definitely.
Right.
So I applaud y'all. I really, really do. All jokes aside, I definitely applaud y'all. Y'all doing y'all thing out here in these streets. It's just so unfortunate that we are here for the death of 2 of your kids. Okay, but at the same time, 9 kids is a lot of kids. It's a lot of
10
kids.
kids. 10.
And 10, and 10.
I think they y'all were in competition. That's what that was. Y'all in competition. Mm.
I
Nah.
got my suicide now.
Oh, now you decided to get 2 sad. Girl, I got mine tied at the 2. I said I'm done. I'm done.
Ah,
Done, done.
you you were selfish.
I sure was. I sure was.
Very. Hmm,
I
very.
sure was, girl. After them 2 C-sections, I said, I'm done. I'm done. But
Mhm.
yes. So let's talk about Jasmine. Okay. Matter of fact, no. I want to start off by talking about Michael Jr. Let's start with him. Tell us about Michael Jr. as a young boy growing up, what he was like. I see the smiles already. Tell us about Michael Jr.
Okay.
Okay, I'll start. So Michael Jr. was my baby, and he was born. He was premature. He was really small. He grew up to be like 6'4", 300 and something pounds at first, and then he slimmed down. He was at first he was big little Michael, and then when he got, I think he was like 22, he was little Michael. Like he had got small, lost all that weight, but he was a very good child, and I don't say that lightly because he was a good child. He was respectful, responsible, loving, kind. He loved his mama. He loved his dad, his aunts, his siblings. He was funny. He was a jokester. He loved sports cars. I mean, and he's super like he was very knowledgeable about sports cars because I think the Mustang. Well, he has a we still have his Charger, and he had a Mustang that he had souped up. It was a race car because he liked to race, and he was just a young man that loved to work, loved his family, and he loved cars. Since he was a little boy, he loved cars. I remember him like sitting in the back seat of the car when he was like 2 years old, and he would just be making car noise, vroom vroom vroom, and rapping. And he used to say this little rap, and he would be like a d a d a d a d, and it was just so funny because I'm like, this little baby has personality, like and he grew up to love. He loved music and he loved cars, and he loved his parents and siblings. So he was a gentle giant.
Wow.
Yeah, he was.
Dad, what you got to say about Michael Jr.?
Like
Because
she
you the
said,
senior.
Michael was a gentle giant. Little Michael, Lil Michael and my other son both used to work with me ever since they was about 13 years old. And we used to work for this 501c charity place for the last like 10, 12 years. And that's where Lil Mike got his humbleness and his kindness and his patience from. Because he
Serving.
worked with like 30 or 40 old ladies every week. And he helping doing all types of things for them, low furniture and everything. And they just loved him to death. And I mean, he just learned how to work and stuff from there. Working with the elderly people and working for charities and stuff. And he really loved cars. I mean, he really loved them. When he got his first Mustang, I remember he brought it home. He was like, "Dad, I got me a Mustang." I'm like, "Okay, I'll help you work on it." And why did I say that? Because it was like every day my son was going by in a different part. "Dad, come over here and help me do this, Dad. Dad, I need you to help me
Good
do this."
thing.
Now,
But
was it just trying to make it look a little extra spiffy?
oh no, he was trying to soup it up. He want
He
more
souped it up.
horsepower, more transmission, more torque.
Bass.
So I mean,
Wow.
it gave him motivation and drive by working on cars and stuff. So whatever motivated him and kept him out of trouble and out them streets, I was all for it. So I would back him up 100% on whatever he was doing.
Now, we always, I'm not going to say always, but a lot of us in our black community are afraid for our black men, young men out there. Was that the case with you all? With Michael
Yes.
Sr.?
Yes.
When they
Okay,
got
Lakeisha say no. And Lakeisha, we're
But
gonna get to you. We're gonna get to you because I really wanna hear what you have to say about that. But go ahead, Teneka and Michael Sr.
yeah, for us, when they got of age, I think Michael probably was 18 years old. And we just saw like the crime in Memphis was out of control then. And that
Mm,
was 7 years ago. And so we just decided to pack our kids up and move a couple zip codes over.
mhm.
We felt like the law enforcement would be better and they would have a better chance. And they did. My sons did good. They never like had any problems with violence or violence toward them because we were not living in Memphis.
Okay.
So it was an issue. When our boys started to grow up, that fear does set in because you just look, you see what's around. All you see, especially in Memphis, is black on black crime. You see, robberies, carjackings, murder. So I felt it was our duty to protect our children to get them in a safer environment. That's what we did for 7 years. They were safe.
Exactly. Dad and Lakeisha, I'm still gonna get to you because I want to know why you say no. Dad, was you afraid as far as the cars, souping up the cars? As far as carjacking.
well, being where we stayed at, no, I wasn't. But
Okay.
if I
Go
knew
into
that
Memphis.
my kids would let me know where they going before they go. And I always would stress if you're going to Memphis,
Take your
you
firearm.
know, check your firearm and be on safety. Always, check your rear view or whatever. And whatever you're going to Memphis to do, hurry up and do it and get
Come
back
back.
home.
Okay.
And they will be just either going to work or they going to their sister's house, pick their sister up and bring her back to us. That's
Okay.
most things that they're gonna be doing if they going to Memphis.
Okay. But he did have a firearm that he was licensed to carry or whatnot.
Yeah, he was
All
licensed to carry.
right. Okay. Okay. Now, Lakeisha, girl, go on ahead and tell us why did you shake your head no?
Because Michael was a good kid. He know his upbringing. He know his mom and dad had taught him better, and was like he didn't get in no trouble. So therefore, like me as his auntie, his mom and dad, they weren't worried about the issues because he wasn't in the streets. He didn't do he didn't do none of that. He was a good kid. He just loved his family. He loved his sister. They took him from us.
I'm so sorry, Lakeisha.
Well, we all know just as
Mimi, I'm gonna
parents,
get off
it's
here. I'm gonna get off here, Mimi. I'll talk to you later.
Now, Lakeisha, you don't have to go because we completely understand. You're not. Just hold on now. I want you to know that when families come on, they do cry, and we don't want you to run off and leave because you're crying. Okay? We want you to stay here so y'all can support each other. All right? Okay, Charlotte. What were you gonna say, Charlotte?
just as parents, though, I didn't understand as a child why my mama would wait up for me. Or, but when you become a parent, especially of a teenager or of a young adult, you don't breathe until that garage goes up or you hear that key hit the door.
Yes.
And so it's a different, it's, I used to think that you worried more about them when they were babies, but when they become a young adults, your heart just races so much more because it's so much more for them, not for them to get into, but just life to happen. You just never
Who about
know.
that
And
now?
Exactly. Exactly. I'm about to show y'all a picture. Mom and Dad. I'm finna show y'all a picture, and I want to know the first thing to come to your mind when you see this picture. We're gonna start with Teneka, and then Michael. Michael, what they call you? Do they call you Mike? Mike. Okay, I'm gonna call you Mike too. Here go the picture.
mm, it's gorgeous.
Tanika, what's the
Those
first thing to come to your mind when you see this picture?
those were our babies. They were Irish twins. They were what apart?
Well, 9 months.
9 months apart.
No,
Was it 9?
11 months
11
apart. The
apart.
30.
So those were our babies.
Wow.
So
And for
innocent.
those that don't know what Irish twins are, would you like to tell them?
You can tell.
It's just that they wasn't a full year, right?
Right.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, they wasn't a full year. So Jasmine was 26
Yes.
when she was murdered, because we like to call it like it is over here, okay? And Michael Jr. was 25.
25.
Yeah.
25. Okay. Okay. Then she turned into this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful young lady.
Yes, she
Still
did.
herself.
Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Then we also have Michael Jr. Handsome as can get. I know you guys miss them like crazy. I know you do.
Every minute, every second of the day.
How old were you guys? Because y'all look so young. How old were you, Tanika, when y'all had Jasmine?
I know I had Jasmine when I was 16, Michael when I was 17.
Okay, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
If I, yeah, I feel like standing up applauding. I do. 16 and y'all still together.
Yeah.
Look at God. Y'all know y'all don't. Y'all know we don't find this too often.
Black love, black love.
Yes. To hell with papoose. And
Really?
this real black love.
Okay.
But yes, this is amazing, amazing, amazing. So I'm gonna say that a lot to y'all. Okay, I'm gonna say that a lot to
And
y'all during this
especially
show.
through tragedy too. A lot of times when tragedy hits a family, it tends to, tear people apart. So it's a great thing that you all are holding each other. And I know times get rough, it's just part of life, but just to be able to see you all holding each other up and you
Hmm.
just it is love. And thank you for showing us that. Thank you for showing the world that.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Exactly, exactly. Now we was having technical difficulties and everything at first. So what I'm going to do, because I want to see if you guys can hear and see the clips that I'm about to play. Because if not, then we're still gonna go ahead and bring it on to play it off of YouTube if we have to. So I'm gonna play this little clip right quick and you let me know if you can hear it and see it.
That her children's alleged killer is now in custody.
I missed it.
Okay. You can hear it and see it?
No.
No? Okay, that's fine. We're going to go ahead and play it off of YouTube. Give me a hot second because I had to restart my computer. So give me a hot second while I find the clip, and
And
we're going to go ahead and play it. Say that
shout
again,
out to
Shirley.
Khalil. Shout out to Khalil from Opelousas, Louisiana.
Thank you, Kay. Yes, shout out. Y'all family definitely gonna be up in the building with this show tonight. Let's go ahead and get to this first clip. I do apologize in advance because all this stuff be ready. I promise you it do. Okay, here it is. Here's the first clip for tonight. We only have 2 clips that we will be playing tonight. Okay. When the families come on, I try not to bombard you guys with a whole lot of different clips and everything. You will see yourself on these clips. That is one of the hardest things as well about Peachy Tea Tyme. But I'm a firm believer that they need to see it. Everybody needs to see it. You know, if they had everything that happened that day, we'll play it. Because I believe that for these people out here that's out here doing these killings and these murdering and murderers and all of that, they need to see the family's reactions. They need to see what the family go through. Because, baby, you best believe your family would be doing the same doggone thing if something happened to you. So, everybody needs to see what's going on. So, here we go with the first clip.
Fox 13 News at 9 starts now.
Just trying to understand why did that happen to us.
Tonight, a family is one step closer to justice. Thank you for being with us tonight at 9. I'm Daryl Green.
And I'm Darcy Thomas. The man accused of killing his girlfriend and her brother in Frazier is now behind bars. 20-year-old Lorenzo Cross is the 3rd person arrested in the deadly shootings at a home on Cleoper Avenue. Only on Fox 13, the victim's mother is opening up about the arrest and the heartbreak her family still carries. Fox 13's Sierra Jordan joins us live at the Austin P precinct.
So, Sierra, you got the chance to talk to that mother tonight.
Good evening, Darcy, Daryl. This afternoon, the mother told me that these past few months have just been unbearable. She says the scar from where she was shot is a painful reminder of the tragedy, but she does feel some relief knowing that her children's alleged killer is now in custody.
I miss them so much.
Teneka Ellington's cry breaks the silence in the room. The pain of a mother still grieving her daughter and son she lost in a deadly shooting back in April.
My kids did not deserve that. We didn't deserve to be ambushed. We didn't deserve to lose our children. We didn't deserve any of that. We had good children.
Her 2 children, 26-year-old Jasmine Ellington and 25-year-old Michael, were shot and killed at a home on Cleoford Avenue in Frazier. Ellington, a survivor, was also hit several times.
Took me back to the moment I held my son until he died. It took me back to the moment I heard my husband screaming that my daughter was dead.
Monday, Memphis police say the victim's boyfriend, Lorenzo Cross, was arrested and charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder and 8 counts of attempted first-degree murder. 2 other men who are brothers, LaCameron and Martavius Jenkins, were previously arrested in the case. They were reportedly caught at a drug house in Georgia.
I mean, nothing ain't gonna bring my kids back, but I feel like it's okay that they don't call him. It just took a long time to catch him, but at least he's caught. At least justice can be served.
The couple said their daughter has left behind 4 children, ages 1, 3, 5, and 6, all wondering when their beloved mother will be back home.
No. Their little hearts are broken. And And there's really nothing anyone can say to make them understand why this happened to their mama. Now my grandchildren are without a mother. The dads are single fathers. And we are left grieving with scars that won't go away.
Now, police are still searching for the fourth suspect. His name is Malik Merriweather.
All right, Malik Merriweather. But guess what? God is good because all four of them has been caught. But we're gonna go ahead and start from the beginning. Okay. We want to know whatever you guys are able to tell. Cause the fourth person was just caught. This happened in April of this year. So the case is still an open case. So whatever you guys can tell us, that's what we would like to hear. So let's start with Jasmine. Let's take it back to Jasmine. Because it was Jasmine's boyfriend that did this. Him and his little minions. So let's start with Jasmine. Tell us about Jasmine.
Jasmine was a kind-hearted person, and also she was what you call strong. Like she don't want nobody to do nothing for her. She want to do it herself. She's strong-willed, and I mean when she turned 18 and she graduated from high school, I mean she just hit the ground running, working, getting jobs and stuff. Even after she had her first kid, she was. I mean, she was providing for herself, and then my wife was lucky enough to have her own business. So, I mean, she helped my daughter and my wife, they made a lot of money together working, doing home health care in the nursing homes and stuff. So, a lot of people looked at that like, well, she thinks she better than us and stuff like that. She had like kinfolks around her who were sort of jealous of what that she was doing. And they really didn't like the fact that she was kind of like being a positive role model for everybody else that was under her. So I mean, it was a lot of slick hate, slick envy, slick jealousy going on amongst her peers around her age. And basically, it was like on my side of the family, like my kinfolks were very jealous of her. And we had one particular cousin that set Jasmine up with Lorenzo. First, Lorenzo was on the run from Centralia, Illinois. Come to find out, we didn't find out none of this until November of this year. That he was on the run from Centralia, Illinois, for shooting a young lady in the head and shooting another guy. And when Jasmine found out about this, it kind of like shifted the whole relationship that they had going. That's when he started putting his hands on her and jumping on her and stuff like that. And we would call the police. We would try to do everything that we could legally to, get her out of that situation. But none of it was working because the police department and the people that we were contacting, they wasn't no help, no use. So, I mean, Jasmine, she's benefit of the doubt when it comes to somebody. She be like, oh, no, it ain't gonna always be like that. People change or whatever. So, I mean, she kept trying to deal with it until one day she did get tired of it. And the day that she got tired of it is the day that she died. Because she was tired because the man had tore up about two or three of her cars. Um, I mean, he was just wild and like a drug head. I mean, he was just wild come to find out. It was a lot of stuff that he was doing that we didn't know. That they
So
were
he
hiding.
wasn't a gang member. He wasn't a drug dealer. He didn't have a whole lot of bread, all that. None of
None.
that.
Have any bread. He was just like my husband said. He was on the run, and
Mm,
so,
A
um,
leech.
yeah, he was a leech,
exactly.
and he saw. I guess
An
how people.
opportunity.
Her parents got a little money, and she did well when she was focused. And so those same people, they just stuck. All of them were leeches. They basically had put this guy on my daughter, and my daughter found out. Was it last year? She called me and told me that this young woman, she was aware that this man was wanted in another state. She was aware that he was abusive and all that. But my daughter was so free hearted, and you have to look at like these. Most of these people are from. How can I say this and be respectful and
You
not
ain't gotta
be?
be respectful.
Mental homes.
Yeah,
They
you
was
ain't gotta be respectful.
yeah. So a lot of these people were not financially stable. Most of them didn't have jobs and or
They
didn't
was
have.
broke.
Yeah, they were broke, and
I
so
say it. They was broke.
they were broke, and she was free hearted, and her parents had a little money, and
Yeah, because Jasmine was the type, if I got it, you got it.
yeah.
You know, that's how she deal with everybody. Because, I mean, we raised her to look out for, look out for your brother, look out for your sister, look out for your cousin, whoever with you. You look out for them the way you want people to look out for you. So that's the way she carried herself when she approached people. I mean, if you needed the shirt off her back, she gonna give it to you.
Very free hearted.
And that's
Very.
what caused a lot of people to hate her.
And a lot of people to cling to her.
Yeah, to use her.
Because this guy was introduced, and these were the exact words of the young man Lorenzo. He told my daughter, I didn't know anything about you. This particular person told me that, I think it was like tax season or something, that you were receiving your return and that I should talk to you because we were going to use you for your money. And this was a relative of hers that she cared about a lot. And so she didn't find it out until after she had this man's son. That basically she was just what do you call it?
Food game.
Hey,
Yeah.
She was just blind. She didn't want looking at that. She was just looking
well,
at.
we have to
So,
understand people like that too. They seek you out. Like they don't have anything else to do but plot and plan on people and and she just seems so open hearted and not to be able to, and being young too, you don't expect, especially when you're coming from parents and a family who love you, you think that that's what everybody does is love. So
Hmm.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Um, was Jasmine the type of person that looked like money, like dressed
When
nice all the time?
yeah.
Had the nicest cars, all that. Like when you saw Jasmine, you knew she wasn't broke,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She always drove nice. She loved sports cars, so
just like
it
her brother.
she loved the Infinities. That was her first car, but then she started getting into like the Challengers, the little
Mm-hmm.
souped
Hmm.
up cars, and she loved to look nice. She's a pretty girl.
Yeah. Everything she got it on her own. Didn't
She
nobody
worked.
give her nothing.
Yep, she worked.
Wow.
So
All right, now take us back to the day that all this occurred. I know this is so hard. Um, and the reason why this is hard, y'all, is because the way the devil had it set up, Teneka wasn't supposed to be here on this platform right now telling this story. The way the devil had it set up. But God said, oh no, let me step in right quick. So, Tanika, please let everyone know, and Dad too, because Dad was there too. That's why I love y'all, cause it is like the whole family was there. Now, everybody know that that I always talk to the families first before they come on the show, okay? Because I always have to know what we can talk about, what we can't talk about. So I know this whole story already, and when Tanika told me that Mom and Dad was there. Mom and dad was there when these kids was born. Mom and dad still married. Mom and dad is just together, always there. And when I tell you, God showed up and showed out, even though it was tragic, even though y'all lost y'all two kids, But I have to say it. Everybody could have been gone that day. Everybody. So please tell us what occurred that day.
Um,
You just said the right thing.
so Lakeisha, I received a phone call from Lakeisha. She can tell you what she saw. Do you want to do that? You want to tell them what you saw, and she called me.
Okay. So let's start with Lakeisha. Can you hear us, Lakeisha? You gotta come off of mute. There she go.
I can hear you.
Okay. So let's start with you, Lakeisha.
It was an altercation, and it went from there. Yeah, it was an altercation at the corner store, and it went from there.
Who was the altercation with?
Oh, Jasmine Lorenzo,
Okay.
about her
And
want about her wanting her car.
mm, so he
Yeah,
was one of the guys that would like a baby boy
Yeah.
from the movie Baby Boy.
No.
yeah.
Like
I
take a
I,
car
I
whenever he
assume
want to
I
take
didn't
a car.
know him
Type.
like that, but I seen him. So if you find a girl who in a nice car, Challenger, Camaro, Charger, so therefore they like, oh, she got something going for herself. So therefore they gonna try to get with her just for a car, just for their partners. Can like, oh, okay, he got a girl with a car. He can drive around. He driving around in her car like it's his. It's not his. It's hers. And when she wanted her car, it's altercation.
So they
Now,
were still together on the day of. They had still been. They were a couple at that point because he had a car, so they were still intertwined with each other beyond the baby.
Mm. On Easter, she
Only, um, only thing I know, he pulled up at my house on that day in her car, asking where she was at. I'm like, she not over here. And they said, I drove down the street and see her at a gas station. And he whipped in and it went from there.
and what did you see that made you want to call Teneka?
Ah, the arguing in the public place when her kids around outside. So, you know, if I didn't call my sister, the store owner was gonna call the police. And so
Okay.
it's kids outside. So somebody got to think either both of y'all go to jail and your kids end up somewhere. 'Cause who to say what would have happened on the store property if I would never whipped up? He came up after me. So
Okay. Lakeisha, let me ask you this. Everyone in the family, y'all knew that it was a domestic violence situation. Okay.
no, I didn't.
You didn't know.
No.
Okay. I'm gonna ask Tanika this then. Hold on. Tanika, you knew that it was a domestic violence situation. Were you ever afraid? And you too, Dad, was y'all ever afraid that it even come across your mind that he could take her life?
what we
Just because you're in a domestic violence situation, that don't mean you have the thought that they gonna kill me.
Yes, the moment that we found out that he had shot the other young lady in the head, we were
Hmm.
just like, "Oh my God, what have she gotten herself into?" And like we were fearful for her that entire time they were together. And um, shortly after I found out that he had already hurt another young woman, I found out that he was abusing my daughter. And I, of course, I confronted her about it. And she just, like my husband said, she thought that people, I don't know, I guess she thought that he would change. But what took me back is when my grandson was 2 months old and he was crying, and she called me crying. She said the baby was crying and he thumped him in his head. And I told her, I said, they had just moved. I said, I need your address because I'm sending cops because you don't hurt anyone, especially a newborn baby. And Of course, he was right by her. She couldn't give me the address. So he jumps on the phone and he said, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please don't call the police on me. And I said, no, you're going to jail. And her phone hung up. After that, it has been a whirlwind. Um, Fighting. He destroyed a car so bad. When we went to check on her and see her, the car was completely bloody. All the windows were broken out. The tires were sliced. Her face was beat up so bad. My grandkids witnessed that. Then a couple months after that, she called me. He had punched my grandson in the face, who was like 9 months old. She said he punched my baby in the face, and he was fighting her. By then, I had learned the address where where she was at, and I called the police and I sent them there. And I think that's the charge that he has now. The first one for the $50,000 bond, where he punched my grandson in the face. That was November. October of 2024, I get a call at 3:31 in the morning. She FaceTimed and she's like, Mama, he's getting started again. I said, you need to come home. Why are you staying here? You need to come home. And I said, what's going on? She said, he had a gun. I saw the gun because we were on FaceTime. His back was turned. She was like sitting behind him on a bed or something. And he was sitting a little further up. And he had the gun and he was threatening to kill himself and her. And I said, text me the address. I whispered. She texted me the address. And I called 911. 911 came. Of course they came. They didn't have a warrant. And his mother wouldn't open the door. This went on probably to like 5 a.m., 5 in the morning. I'm talking to MPD. I'm talking to her. They won't let her out the house. I think the mom had some issues with her going on because she was just belligerent and all over the place. And so here it is. This guy is threatening to commit suicide. MPD does not have a warrant. And when I call, whatever's going on with my child, I give them the information I have. I said, my daughter's barricaded in the house with this man. He has a firearm. He's threatened to commit suicide. They come. They don't come with a warrant. They come with the mental health police and the regular patrol people. And they're talking through the door.
But he's holding her hostage.
Yes.
Wow.
So she was so afraid, the police, she was like, I guess she was scared. She told them that she was okay.
Teneka and Mike, was y'all born and raised in Tennessee?
Yes.
Yep.
Y'all born and raised in Memphis?
Yes.
So, Mike, as a father, I know this had to be hard for you to sustain yourself and make sure that you don't end up in prison.
Yes, it was. It was very hard. It was hard. I don't know what to call 911 and send the police over there. And when I send them over there, they don't do nothing. So it got started getting really, really frustrating. Really frustrating.
Wow.
So
Okay.
this was a matter of like probably about 5 or 6 months when you kind of first witnessed some of the behaviors, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to know that when it comes to, especially with domestic violence and even her being in the house, if the policeman won't come in, but I can't get out. So, I got to go along with what's going on so I don't get hurt. And especially with her children there.
No.
No.
Okay. That's a difficult situation. And we know
Very.
that, it's just when you love someone, you know what love is. And it's hard to believe that somebody would actually treat you like that. Like, you're not supposed to do that to me. And I know that it's wrong, but I love you and I'm going to love you so much that I'm going to love this out of you. You're going to change. I know you're going to change. And we have to understand that, as my daddy used to say, a zebra don't change its stripes.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay, Tanika, you can continue on. with what happened that day?
Okay, so yeah, they were not successful with getting her out of the house. So, like you said, she just agreed that she was safe, and she wasn't. And they left. And eventually, I think days later, she came home, and he would call her back. I guess threatening to commit suicide again. She'll go back, and it was just up and down from there. And I even remember an incident. She was at work working for our home care company, and she calls me in the middle of the night. You know, what did she say?
The mama and him had put the baby out on the porch.
He's like 3 months old.
And the kids, all four of her kids were put out on the porch, even the baby.
No, I think the baby, one instant the baby was by himself, and they were like, if you don't come get this baby, we're going to put him in a trash can. Mm-hmm. And at that point, I said, Jazz, like, you cannot continue to allow this. You have to get away from them. These are a different breed of people, because they're saying they're going to throw your baby in the trash can, in the garbage. And this is from a grandmother, and this is from the child's father.
Wow.
They don't want him there. So she came home for a good little minute. She came home. She was doing good. And he called her back over there again. And she went. And it was so much so, like, that particular family member that we talked about, they dated two friends. And so both of them had a child with these two guys. And so I don't know if the family member would call her and say, hey, come over here and hang out with us, which I know that family member did, because my daughter would tell me. And that's how they would get her back in the circle, in the mix.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So my daughter, she went through a lot, and I couldn't understand, like, why she kept allowing that to happen. Like, one time he fought her when he tore up the car real bad, and she was fighting back, and the aunt told her, you better not, his aunt said, you better not hit my nephew back. You better not touch him.
Oh my God.
I'm confused. Let me stop. So he's on the run, and they pull up to the house, and you told them his name and information, and why didn't the policeman even try? Because if he's on the run and he hasn't been caught for the first crime that he committed, then could have apprehended him at that point in time.
Yep, and my kids would still be alive.
Yep.
This information about him being on the run, we have shared this with several organizations within Memphis, Tennessee, which none cared. I remember when we had an incident with our granddaughter, and she made an allegation about him pertaining to pertaining to touching. And so we went through the steps to make sure that she, was okay. And Department of Children's Service got involved. In the process, it came about that my daughter was staying over. She was with him at his relative's house, and um, they wanted to know why she wasn't in her own residence, like her own house, not even our house, but her own house with her children. And she said she didn't have a house. She had been living with her mom, and she had been with him. So the Department of Children's Service took it upon themselves, like, okay, you need to work toward getting your own house for your children. In the meantime, we want to place all your kids with the fathers. And they considered placing placing our grandson with Lorenzo. It's not until now that we found out that Lorenzo was
He was a pedophile.
he was on the actual facts.
Well, he had 10 cases of child pornography in Centralia, Illinois, that he had warrants for.
So when I found that out, I contacted the Children's Service, and I said, how is it that y'all would even consider this man with his background and with this child pornography to take temporary custody of my grandson. She's in her exact words were, we don't background check fought the parents outside of Tennessee. I said,
So
so
wait, had he legitimized this baby?
oh yeah. Well, yeah. Well, the baby has his last name.
No,
I
no,
said,
no. That's not legitimizing a
so no,
child.
he's never no.
Just because you have the last name doesn't mean that legally you are the father, because you have to go through the court system if you're not married to legitimize the baby. So how do you just give a child to someone who says that they're the daddy? Like, have y'all contacted a lawyer?
Yes.
Thank you. No, see.
Mm.
No, see. Okay.
Yes. So that was our questions. And this is after our children had been deceased. I had questions because I wanted to know. I said, y'all were aware of, because me and my husband, we we advocate for our kids, and we would let them know what was going on with him, his background, and all of that. But they never ran his background. So the Department of Children's Service had done home visits with him and my grandson at the time that my daughter, they were trying to get her to establish her own residence. So he was in the process of getting temporary custody of my grandson while he was a wanted fugitive. And
Girl,
he,
this is crazy.
Oh, like how,
This is crazy.
who allows? I'm confused.
Knowing that this man, did they know? I'm,
If you
I
tell
don't
them,
know.
if legally, but what should be the process that as a citizen, if I tell you, if I tell defects that first and foremost that we suspect that he's done something to one of our granddaughters, then I tell you, and I find out that he's wanted in all these different places. So you have the information. It's on them to go and look and do the research and put out a warrant. That's their job. That is
Exactly.
what they there for.
Nobody was doing their job.
Oh,
Well,
I'm confused.
that tends to be the issue with Memphis.
It
Period,
was.
point blank. And not just Memphis, other places too. Chicago is right behind them. You know, I don't think anybody is doing their job in Memphis. Flat out.
nope.
There's too much crime going on in Memphis. Everyone knows this. This is not a secret. Everyone knows this. Memphis is at the top of that list of crime. And this
So,
is straight ridiculous.
So even after he barricaded himself in the house, and you clearly understand that it is a mental health condition, and we have, as law enforcement, we've sat out here trying to speak with him for hours. They didn't take him in just to have him even evaluated, because by law you should have 1013'd him at that point. I don't know what y'all call it in Memphis. Like, you should have had him evaluated by, because first and foremost he says he's going to commit suicide, and you wasted taxpayer money. So you just pack up your stuff and leave when you, I don't get.
Yeah. This what we've been dealing with. It's like I am very disappointed. And when I
You
say I'm disappointed, that's an understatement. Like, I have lost all faith because this has
They did
been
not protect you. They did not protect those children. They did not protect your family. They didn't protect, like, just citizens around, like, just as law enforcement and as public people who were supposed to be doing, like, that was too much that transpired, that you did not deep dive into to what was going on. There were too many incidents that had been called, because just from the conversation tonight it seems as though y'all called at least 3-4 times to the policeman.
more than that. More
Oh
than
no,
that.
it was more than that.
More than that. More than that.
One
It's
thing that I can say,
fine.
from listening to Teneka when me and her spoke on the phone and also listening to her tonight. Jasmine was not afraid to talk to her mama and her daddy
Which is
about
a
what
great
was
thing.
going on with her. She didn't try to hide it from them or anything. Look, this nigga over here acting crazy today.
Yes.
Y'all need to come over here and help me. Something ain't right with him today. And Teneka, you told me each time Teneka had to get in that car and go over there, she was calling the police. Meet me over here.
Yeah. That was my first. To usually when it went on, we would just send the cops, and the cops like they'll call us back. They'll call us when they arrive. My first actual time going to her rescue was the day she was killed. Yeah. And so
But at a certain point, if y'all are acting this crazy and we have to be called out, like, how do I just leave both of you here? At a certain point, regardless of whether you go back or not, you still have to disperse. Somebody's got to leave. So you're supposed to de-escalate the situation. You don't leave the two individuals in the same residence that's having the issue in the first place. If you don't take them to jail, somebody got to go.
Wow. Okay, so let's get back to the day that all this occurred. The tragedy occurred. Let us know what the phone call that you had received.
okay, so I had just got home from work from my office, and my sister Lakeisha called, and she was like, "Mimi," that's they call me Mimi. She was like, "Mimi, Jasmine's at the store with your grandchildren, walking." I was like, "Really?" She's like, "Yes." And she said, "Oh, here comes our car pulling up now." And she said, "Oh, now he's arguing with her. He snatched the baby from her and he sped off." And then the phone hung up. She called me back and said, "He's back and he's approaching her." And she's trying to run away. So my sister's phone hangs up, and my niece was in the car. So my niece calls me, and she's hysterical. And she was like, "Auntie, he's gonna kill her. He's gonna kill her. He's gonna kill her. Auntie, please send help." And I was like, "What is the store's address? Give me the address." And while I'm on the phone with her on FaceTime, he walks up to the car and says, "Who the you talking to? Who is it on that phone?" And he walks off and he goes back at my daughter. By then, my niece gives me the address. I hang up. I call 911, and these are my exact words. I said, my daughter's in danger, and I think he's gonna kill her. He has a firearm." And they asked where they were. I told them where they were. Before we hung up, dispatch says, "Can you meet us at the location?" I said yes. Never thought that I would, I was so afraid for her. I didn't think that I would be in danger. I thought, I'm meeting law enforcement. Nothing's gonna happen to me because I'm doing exactly what they said. I'm meeting them, and then we're gonna see if she's okay, and everything's gonna be okay. So I grabbed my children, my four younger children. My husband, he gets in the car with the boys. And I remember before I even made it to the door, I just got sick. Like I was so afraid I was about to vomit. Like I was literally about to throw up. That's how scared I was. And so I got myself together, and I remember running to my car, and my kids, my 16-year-old, my 10-year-old, and my 2-year-old, my daughter was holding the baby, and they would not move. They were just froze in time. They wouldn't get off the porch. I said, "We have to go check on Jazz. I have to meet the police." I said, "Come on." I'm telling them to come on. And they wouldn't move. And eventually they come off the porch and they get in the car, and we head to Fraser. It took us
Was
like,
y'all all together?
well,
Or
yeah, I had
dad was in a separate car?
separate cars because I had the babies with us, so we had to have car seats. So my husband and my sons, they get in his car, and I'm right behind them. I go to the location, which was a gas station, and I sit there, which probably would have been like 35 minutes after I made that call.
The
I'm sitting.
police hadn't shown up yet.
No, no. And so I'm sitting there. By then, I guess my husband and they were a little bit before me. They had went to our house. My daughter had left the gas station, but I'm still sitting there because I'm gonna direct them to her house and just tell them what I know, and to do things the safe way because I didn't know what we were really coming into, but I had faith that we would be safe. So I sat there and they never came. I did notice across the street it was a patrol car, but they were sitting on a empty strip mall lot. I don't know what they were doing. But I ended up calling my husband. I said, "Where is Jasmine?" I said, "Where are y'all?" Because I'm still at this gas station waiting for the cops. And he said, "She's at home. She's right here talking to me and her brothers." I said, "Well, they hadn't came. I'm just gonna pull around there." So I pulled around to her house, and she was talking to her brothers and her dad. And I remember getting out the car, and I was like relieved that she was still alive. I was like, okay. I laid eyes on her. She's alive. By the time I did that, MPD called me back. They said, "Miss Ellington, where are you?" I said, "Well, I'm at her house, and this is her address." And so I stood out. They pulled around like within 2 or 3 minutes. They came, and I said she had just went in the house. And I said she just went in the house, and they were like, "She went in the house." Well, by her being 26 years old, there's really nothing we can do because I made the call. I was like, I said, "Well, he's taking her car too. Like, her car is gone. He's taking it from her." And then they told me, if it's gone longer than 10 days, she can give us a call back. And they got in the car and left. I looked at my husband, my sons, and I said, "I don't know what else to do." I'm trying to get her help, whether she is open to get it or whatever, but they never approached her door. They never asked if she needed medical attention. They never even looked at her until they looked her on the ground. And they got in their car and left. I remember telling my sons, I said, "I don't know what else to do, y'all. We're just gonna have to go home. If she doesn't want to come home with us, we still got, we got to go." And but because at that point I was like, okay, we're not safe. They didn't do anything. Nothing happened. So my son Michael Jr. He said, "Okay, Mama, I'm gonna drive." He wanted to drive his siblings home, his little brothers and sisters. And I said, "Okay." I said, "I'll drive your car." I get in his car and I was like, "Boy, this car is filthy." It was dirty. It wasn't filthy, but it was just a boy's car. And we laughed about that. And I crank the car up. I think I cranked it up. And he was at the driver's side of my door with his hand on the door. And I remember my son Aiden, I was telling him, "Aiden, go ahead and get in the car so we can go home." He was at the back passenger side of the door, and my niece was just about to put the baby in the car, my 10-month-old. And I think my sister said something because she was there. She had came around just to make sure my daughter was safe because she didn't even know that we were there at the time. So my sister said something, and we looked up, and here comes a car coming down the street, a SUV. And we're just looking because we're like, okay, who is this? It's not family member. And my eyes locked on when the car stopped, doors open. My eyes locked on Lorenzo because that was a familiar face that I've seen before. It was his face. And I looked at him, and he didn't say anything, but he had a firearm. And I remember, like, I can still hear it. He cocked it. It said, made the little noise. And like my heart dropped. Boom. And I jumped up out of my son's car and I ran behind my car because my son's car was backed up in the driveway and my car was in front of his car on the side of the road. So I jumped up and ran out because my children are in the car. And I was just like in shock of what was happening. And so I run out and I threw my hands up and I said, "Y'all," by then the other three guys had got out. All of them had firearms. I think the guy that had the biggest gun, he was in the back, um, passenger, the back driver's seat. He's the one that had the machine gun or whatever. What do you call him?
AR.
Yeah, whatever that is. I don't know. So he had that, and all of them had firearms. And I jumped out. I threw my hands up. I just started begging. I was like, y'all, please don't do this. I said, my children are in the car. I said, please don't do this. I just kept begging. And I realized that they were not listening to anything that I was saying. By then, my sister had came up, and she started pleading with them, like, what are y'all doing? Just leave. Like, what's going on? They no one never locked eyes on me. I think one of them said something to my sister. They responded back. He was like, nothing. What did he say? Ain't nothing going on. Some. But when I realized that their eyes were locked on my son, like I said, he was at the door of my car getting in with the babies. And I could see them not even looking at us. They were looking over us. And I ran to my son and I stood in front of him. And they kept approaching. And by then, my son grabbed his firearm and he let out a warning shot. He said, y'all get from around here. Something of that nature. And before he could even finish saying that, they just start shooting. I think I froze. I remember my husband saying, get down, get down, get down. But I think I literally like froze. I was so scared I couldn't move. And I remember just so many bullets. All you hear is chum, 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 chum. That's all I kept hearing. And I couldn't believe it. And so we finally, I remember when I finally was able to turn and run, I turned and run and I locked eyes on Michael. I locked eyes on my son and I can see him, his body doing this. Like he's being shot. And I'm being shot too. And as I'm turning, when I'm finally getting my leg in the position to run, I felt something hit the back of my head. And I said, I did this. I said, I've been shot in my head. And I looked at my hand, it was blood. So at this moment, I'm like, I'm about to run, but I know I'm gonna die. I'm dying. This is it. I've been shot in the back of my head. And I remember running to the grass and I was like, I'm about to die. I was just thinking, I'm about to die. And my son, we made it to the same spot of the grass and I'm panicking. And then I look at him, he's calm at that moment. And I began to pray. And then we just sat on the grass. Because I was like, whatever about to happen, gonna happen. If I'm about to die, I'm about to die. You know? I looked at my body, I looked down. We left the house so spontaneously. I had a nightgown on and I had some shorts under my nightgown. So whatever shot me in my right leg, it was something powerful because it knocked the hole. I knocked the hole out of my leg.
Sure.
A chunk of meat out of my leg. I just went into shock. And then I started feeling wet. I was like, my dress is wet. And so my nightgown was wet. So I pull up my shirt and I just see holes everywhere. And I was like, I've been shot in my stomach too. And I just sat there and I prayed and I looked at my baby and it's like my focus went from me. And I said, okay, my son's right here. Let me focus on him. And I started talking to him. I said, are you okay? I didn't see any blood. I didn't see any holes on his clothes, but I knew something was wrong and I just focused on him and I started to pray and begged God to save him because I knew something was happening to him. And by then I think my husband had ran up and did you try to get him up?
Yeah.
And I told you to put him back down.
Yeah, because he was sitting up and he reached up for me and I was holding him by his hand and he was like, sorry, Dad, I'm so sorry. And he just, like his arm just went limp and he just laid back down in the grass. And that's when the paramedics pulled up. And they started trying to do CPR on him. All the while they was taking my wife and putting her in the back of the ambulance. And then they put me in handcuffs and put me in the back of the police car.
But he had laid back and he had died. I looked at his eyes. By me working in the healthcare field, and I know when people die. I know when people are dead. So I looked at his eyes. I looked at his stomach. He wasn't breathing. So I started to give him chest compressions, jump start his heart. By then they ran up, um, and they took me away. And they told me I had a faint pulse because I wouldn't let him go. And my son later, he said, Mom, they told you that because they knew you weren't going to let him go. Because I wasn't. But as we were running, I can hear my husband saying, screaming, he shot my baby in the head. He shot my baby in the head. And kept running. And I remember making it to the top of the neighbor's yard almost and looking down. And I couldn't even see her face. I just saw a white t-shirt laying in front of my car. And they ended up taking me to the hospital. And I went into surgery. I think I woke up probably 8 or 9 hours later. I was out of surgery. And I found out both of my kids died.
I'm sorry. And to put injury on top of all of that, and they put you in handcuffs,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
So they thought you had done this?
No, they knew I hadn't did nothing. They just
Okay.
said that since I was there, I was a key witness or whatever. And
You put witnesses in handcuffs?
well, I guess they did because that's what they did to me. They put me in the back of the police car.
You had
I
on
was,
handcuffs?
yeah, I had no handcuffs. I was in the back of the police car for 5 hours.
5 hours?
Mm-hmm.
Our kids laid, from
That
my
beat
understanding,
you.
they laid, like my son was in the grass, my daughter was in front of the car. Um,
The whole time I was sitting there, I'm watching them.
and
Mm,
when they were shooting,
Jesus.
our 10-year-old son, he was hiding behind the house. My 10-year-old son ran and hid behind the house, and our kids were in the car. The car was covered, full of bullet holes, but none of them was touched. I
They
remember
will
even
never God.
Thank
none
God.
none of the babies were touched, and they were like right in the middle of the gunfire. And I remember after realizing I was shot, I ran down and I went to the car, and I said, "Where are my kids? Where are my kids?" And I found out later they were in the car, and my daughter said, "Mama, you look right at us." She said, "But you didn't see us." I think I was in shock. But I remember on the way to the hospital, I looked. Oh, let me go back. When we were running, I felt like my body was shutting down. I got hot, and I just felt like I was just floppy. I was running like I was going in and out of consciousness. And I made it to the grass, and I calmed myself down. That's when I started praying. And so in the ambulance, I get in the ambulance, and that feeling came back again. I was like, I'm about to die. And I remember looking at my feet because I had on some slide-ins. They had took my shoes off, and my toenails had started turning purple. And the only thing I can do is pray. I just started praying because I was like, God, I can't die. I just had another baby. I got these kids to raise. I cannot die right now. And I prayed the entire time to the hospital and just pleading that I live. And I remember entering the hospital room and probably over 100 people waiting for me. And I just went to sleep.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry, Tanika. I'm so sorry.
Sorry for your whole family and even for your children having to witness that. And that was at his house, his mom's house, or whoever's house, correct?
My
Mm-mm. No, that was his daughter's house.
My
Yeah.
daughter's house.
At her house. Okay.
Dad, what was going through your head in the backseat of the police car, seeing your kids laying down on the ground, and there's nothing you can do. Nothing.
I mean, I was in the back of the car about to lose my mind. The only thing I can say is that the only person, it was God.
You
It was,
didn't even know if your wife was gone or not.
yeah, I mean, because they took my phone, they took everything. And only thing I could see, it's gonna start getting dark. I couldn't even see my other kids. I didn't even know if they was okay. Cause like after he shot Jasmine in the head, Jasmine fell in my arms. And when she fell in my arms, we both went to the ground together. And I'm pulling her around the car while while little Mike is returning fire from them shooting at him. So he's trying to run and he's trying to get cover and stuff, and I'm trying to do CPR on my daughter. And I had no idea that him and my wife had been shot until like after the car had pulled off. So while I'm in front of the car holding my daughter, they was getting shot. And only thing that really saved me was my other son. My other son, he's licensed to carry too. He managed to get his firearm and he started returning fire at the people. And it made them, run back to their car, get in the car, and try to escape. And while they were trying to escape, one of the tires got shot out or whatever, and they ran into a pole. And that gave me the chance to get up. So when I got my chance to get up, um, I'm looking around the scene and I see my wife and I see my son over there in the grass. So that's when I ran over to Lil Mike and I'm like, y'all, come on, get up. You okay? And Tanika was like, no, he's not okay. He been shot. And I'm looking at him like, no, he ain't been shot. He okay. Get up, get up. And I'm grabbing his hand to pull him up. And that's when he went limp. He like, I'm sorry, Daddy. I'm just sorry. I went, no, what you mean you sorry for? Get up. And by that time, that's when the ambulance pulled up. That's when the police officer pulled up. Well, the
The
Black
same
Hawk,
officer.
like the same officers in the Black Hawk unit. The Black Hawk unit is the one who put me in the back of the car. And I kept asking, I'm like, why y'all put me in the back of the car? He was like, for your own safety. You're a witness. I'm like, but everybody out here a witness. Why y'all ain't putting everybody else in the car? Why y'all putting me in the car? And they never would explain it to me. But I guess, well, me and one of the police sergeants got to arguing at the back of the police car because they were standing out there trying to tell another captain what happened. And I overheard them and I had to straighten them up at the last minute. I'm like, nah, y'all hold on. We didn't tell the police officers to leave. They left on their own. They told us it was nothing they could do and they pulled off. And not even 2 minutes after the police officers pulled off is when Lorenzo and these three other guys pull up. I'm like, if they had took the time out of their day to go up there and knock on the door and do a welfare check on my daughter, they would have been here to catch them before this shootout even started. So after me and them got to arguing, then that's when the police sergeant or whatever the guy he went to go do his news conference and he's in tears doing his news conference or whatever, and I'm still in the back of the police car. So it's about 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. Now, mind you, I don't know my wife is still alive or not. I just know that she's been shot. She's in the back of the ambulance too. So in the back of the police car, I'm thinking both my kids are dead and my wife. I don't know what's gonna happen to the rest of my kids because I can't see them because it's dark and the police won't let me see them. So I'm just back in the police car, just losing my mind, and it's taking everything. I mean, it's taking God to really like hold me together in the back of that police car because I was absolutely losing my mind. I didn't find out my wife was alive till 1 o'clock in the morning after I left the police precinct.
They took you, so they took you to question you, or they took what?
Yeah, I had to give my statement on what everything I saw and all that.
Without
Without you
the other
checking
key.
on your children that were
Exactly.
still alive. They didn't even give you the consideration to go and see if your children were safe or need. Like
No,
this is
none of that. I couldn't even call
So where
nobody.
was the kids?
Kids
In the neighbor's house.
in the neighbor's house next door to my daughter's.
Ain't this so? Mm.
Have you all been on every news station? Like they couldn't shut me up like
Can't
that.
they can't, and we're not gonna shut up.
No.
Mm-mm.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
and also, Tanika, you said that your daughter kids was coming out the house too.
They were on the porch.
Mm-hmm.
When she ran out, so when Lorenzo approached, he got out with his gun. I remember my daughter, she came out the house and she was telling him, I'm tired of you bullying me. I'm tired of you picking on me. I'm tired. She was just telling him everything that she was tired of. And I said, Jazz, calm down. So by then the kids were out. They came out behind mama. And so, yeah, it was a lot of children. I had 4 children there, plus my adult son. And my niece, 2 of my nieces was there. One that she was pregnant. My 4 grandchildren. My 10-year-old son, he's traumatized. My 2-year-old son, he's traumatized. Like my son has not left our bedroom since April the 22nd. He will not go into his room.
And y'all have to understand this happened this year. So this is still fresh
Shh.
just as well. I
And
really
have you all
appreciate
sought
y'all for coming.
counseling? Have you all entered therapy?
Yeah, grief counseling. Yeah.
It's gonna be an ongoing process, especially with your children. That is a lot for anybody to experience and see, just to witness. As a grown person, I could imagine. I can't imagine, but being a child and even her own children, watching, who you thought would be your father killing your mom in front of you and shooting up your uncle and everybody else and just not caring.
And Tanika, how many times were you shot?
5, 3 in my stomach and 2 in my leg.
Mm.
Jesus. That's
Baby, you got a purpose. You got a purpose. You got a purpose.
And it's to tell your children's story. You lost 2 children and and your other children, they that could really, devastate them for the rest of their lives. You got a story to tell.
And
Like there's a purpose.
they're devastated. Our
Exactly.
our family is so hurt.
Yes.
And it's like it is a hurt that I can't even explain at times. Because
There's no vindication or anything. The fact that they've caught them finally, but the police force defects, everybody, like there's got to be some other. They've got to at least acknowledge that they did not protect your family.
Exactly. Exactly. Um, wow. When Tanika told me this story, I was like, what? Like I was in disbelief. Like this was so crazy to me. And Dad, I heard it for you. I heard it for you. That you was there seeing all of this. And literally there was nothing nobody can do. Nobody. But at the end of the day, I'm still gonna say that God showed up. He still showed up. It was too many people out there.
Yes.
Too many people.
mainly children.
Exactly. That was, oh my gosh. So, what's going on now? They have caught all of them. All 4 of them has been caught. What's going on with the family, Lorenzo family? Um, have they been supportive in any type of way? Or have they been the devil cousins?
That the devil cousin.
We have not heard from anyone, but what we have heard, whenever we have a news airing or anything, they get under the comments. They are angry that their loved one got caught.
Mm,
The same man who had already shot somebody in the head, they
girl,
angry.
Yeah,
girl. They need to be scared he gonna come after them. And they
exactly,
trying to protect him.
exactly.
The mama. Because the mama has been intertwined in this too. You know, the mama she was living with the mama and Lorenzo at first and all that type of stuff. So what about the mama?
I don't know
From
too
what
much,
y'all know.
but I do know the incident where he was threatening to commit suicide. Jazz was at the door talking through the door to MPD, and I said, "Let me speak to his mama." I said, "Your son is saying he's gonna kill himself because nobody cares about him." That's what he told me. He said nobody cared about him, and she said she was like, "I don't use profanity," so she was like, "F that N word." I was like,
Wow.
she's like, "F that N word."
But they was still trying to get Jasmine money. The whole family.
Yeah, they were getting it. And
Mm.
after she died, we never got her car back, and we went to her house to get our grandkids clothes and stuff. Someone had broken in the house, ramshacked. They were looking for something. And her camera, she did have cameras on her house. The camera was torn off the house. The house was tore up. They were looking for something inside of her house, maybe her phone. We never found her phone because her phone would have had the footage of the shooting on it because she had a doorbell camera. But they destroyed it and we never got her phone.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you right now that they don't need those cameras. They got exactly what they need, all four of them.
Yeah.
And God is not gonna let them walk. Not neither one of them.
Nope.
Not neither one of them. Mm, mm, mm. Well, we are about to get into this tribute video. We were having some issues with the videos playing, and y'all not able to hear the videos. So if you cannot hear this video, everyone that's watching, they can hear it. So if you can't hear it, don't, be alarmed. I'm gonna email it to you anyways. Okay? Because that's what I do. I make the tribute videos for the families. All right. So I did not get the chance to play the second clip. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play the second clip, and then we will go ahead and go straight into the tribute video. Okay? That's what we'll do. And this second clip was from 2 days ago, it says. 2 days ago. Y'all did something 2 days ago?
We did.
Okay. So this was from 2 days ago, you guys. That he looked familiar to you, Teneka.
Yes.
That was him. That was him. All right, that was him. So let's go ahead. We're gonna play this, and then we're gonna go straight into the tribute video.
It's been more than 5 months since Michael and Jasmine Ellington were killed in this block of Cleoford Avenue. Witnesses say 70 bullets were fired, and when the shooting stopped, Michael and Jasmine Ellington were dead. Their mother had been shot.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had to hit pause. 70 bullets. 70 bullets was shot. Let me replace this man right quick. 70 bullets was shot. Over 10 people, right? Was outside.
Yeah.
2 people died. And one other person got shot, which was mom. but 70 bullets was shot. Baby, if you can't tell me there ain't no God up there.
Yep.
You cannot tell. It was more bullets shot than people that was out there, even including Lorenzo and his minions. 70 bullets. Y'all can't tell me God ain't good.
He is.
I'm so sad that this has happened. I'm so sad that y'all lost y'all two kids. But I'm telling you, the way they're saying 70 shots, none of y'all. If God wouldn't have showed up, none of y'all would have been able to tell a story. Not no kids, nobody. No nieces, no daddy, no mama, nobody. We're gonna go ahead and get y'all. Oh, Jesus. Let's go back to the video.
And the 4 suspects, they were in the wind.
And when it was over with, I just hear screams. I'm talking about screams. Then I walked around the car to see my niece, man, right there. And I have to live with this every day. And the fact that they ran, why would you hurt us?
Fox 13 was there the night the Ellingtons were murdered. Clearford Avenue was bathed in the blue lights of a crime scene, and MPD launched their search for those responsible. Take a look. The suspects are Lorenzo Cross, Malik Merriweather, LaCameron Jenkins, and his brother Martavius Jenkins. Teneka Ellington was also seriously injured the night her oldest children were murdered before her eyes, and she saw their alleged killers flee, leaving her fear to run wild.
I went home from the hospital not knowing what to do, what to expect.
Ellington says the deadly shooting unfolded after she reported a domestic violence incident between her daughter and Lorenzo Cross, the father of one of her children. After months on the run, the Jenkins brothers were arrested in Atlanta, but Merriweather and Cross remained on the lam until the Memphis Safe Task Force arrived last Monday.
I am so grateful. I am just elated to know that people were that concerned about what happened to my children, despite all the other murders that has happened in Memphis. My children, murderers were on the radar to be caught.
All 4 are now in 201 Poplar. The Jenkins brothers' bond has been elevated to $10 million each. Bond for Lorenzo Cross is set at $50,000, but bond has not been set for Malik Merriweather yet. In Memphis, Martin Staunton, Fox 13 News.
Well,
Wait, no. We're not finna skip over that. We're not finna just get.
but let me
The
just
man
say
is
this.
he's wanted. Like he's wanted in other states, and his bond is only like you gave these 2 other people who didn't even set this up. They were just going along with it.
Yeah,
Baby,
his
they
bond
I
hearing.
don't care if his bond was $500. Lorenzo ain't got no money. Lorenzo is
It
broke.
doesn't matter. It
Yeah,
doesn't
I
matter.
understand it don't matter. But even if it was $500, Lorenzo cannot bind himself out. He ain't got no money. He broke. His mama is on drugs. They all can go to hell. I'm sorry, Teneka. I know you don't cuss. I apologize. But to hell with all of them. $10 million. Yeah, $10 million ain't nothing. But I bet you he can't afford it. He can't get out.
And I'm taking this real personal, and I'm
I am
sorry.
too.
But the task force shows up when after it's done. But when you had the opportunity, and I'm calling you and telling you he's a wanted person, and I know where he is. He's right here. You didn't show up, but you showed up afterwards.
They were aware that the same information that we just told y'all the day that my kids were killed. We told them the same thing. So nobody cared. Nobody felt like being bothered that day, I guess.
And I appreciate that they caught them. I do. But don't try to act like you heroes now that you caught somebody, because we wouldn't even had to get this far if
Yep.
you had have done your job in the first place.
Well, that's what they do. They always want to make sure that they get some light shined on them, because they done think they done did some things and all that. But little do they know, it's still people out there that still need their help. And
Yep.
now they done did this. They finna sit back and relax and eat donuts and have some coffee, for probably about another year. And then they gonna go back out try to find somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Because at first, I was like happy that they were caught, and like that immediately went away because I just started replaying back all the times I've called, all the times
Mhm.
I've reported things, even the day of I called and reported. The only reason I ended up at my daughter's house is because I was asked by the dispatch. If I knew I wasn't going to be protected, I would have never left my house.
Wow. Mm, mm, mm. Whew, I told y'all. I said this is gonna be a whole nother type of different story on
Your
Peachy
grand
Tea Tyme.
your grandchildren, where are they now? Who
Our grand
has them?
Yes.
Her children.
So one of our granddaughters with her father. The other three are with us. And they go the two girls go back and forth with their dad, but they basically live with us. So we have three: my 1 year old grandson and my 5 and 6 year old granddaughters.
Wow. Well, we are about to go ahead and play this tribute video. Before we play the tribute video, I want you guys to um we have a question in the chat from Miss Ashley McKenzie. Hey Ashley, I love Ashley. She lost her son through gun violence just as well. Um Ashley, was it in Memphis that you lost your son? She lives here in Georgia, but I know her son was not killed here in Georgia. So Ashley, please
It
let
was
me
in
know. But Ashley wants to know, how can we help? Is there anything at all that we can do on our end to help? And you don't have to answer that right now. You might need to take some time. Yes, this was in Memphis. I do believe her son was killed in Memphis just as well.
That
Yes,
was when he was living with.
yes,
He had gone for the summer with his father, and he went out with the friends that
yep,
evening. I
yep,
remember the summer.
yep. So her son was killed in Memphis too. She's a very, very big advocate um for gun violence just as well. She goes and travels to Memphis because the police shot him. He was shot by the police. Her son was in Memphis. Um, his name was Jalen McKenzie. I don't know if y'all heard of that. His name was Jalen McKenzie, and he was shot. Look at Mike over there. Mike like, hold on. I think I may have heard about this. But
Yeah.
yep, they do. She do a lot of advocacy there. So Teneka, please, please, please let me know, if anything that we can do on our end to help you guys. Okay? And I'm going to connect you with Ashley just as well. I'm gonna connect you both together. All right. So let's go ahead and get into this tribute video. Again, I hope you guys are able to hear it. But if not, it's okay because I'm gonna send it to you anyways, okay? So here we go. Usually when we play these tribute videos, I have to say some cuss words. I have to be like, we know y'all watching and y'all gonna get caught. And they gonna feel real bad and real sad when they see this tribute video. I have to go through all that. But I don't have to do that right now because all four of them have been caught. Thank you, Jesus. So, with that being said, here go this tribute video. This is for you, your husband, your family, and your friends. Here we go.
Ever since you were taken away from us, I've been shedding tears, having sleepless nights, wishing you were still here. Feel like I lost a while when I lost you. Feel like I couldn't go another day without seeing your smile. Yeah, I swear it's hard missing you every day. So unfair, so unfair. I feel this way. Yeah, I wish I didn't lose you. Asking God for strength each day to make it through the season. Can't stop these tears from falling so bad. I just hate the reality that I lost you. You was my everything. You made my life complete. So when you left this side, it seemed I lost everything in life. 'Cause you were my heart, and now it feels empty. I wish God would give me one more chance to see you again, but it wasn't never meant to happen this way. I wish you didn't leave me so soon, but so unfair, so unfair. This way, yeah. I wish I didn't lose you. Asking God for strength each day to make it through the season. Can't stop these tears from falling so bad. I just hate the reality that I lost you. I hate I had to lose you this way. I'm sad I can't get you back. Missing your smile, and you holding me. I'm missing you so badly. I'm missing you. Yeah, yeah.
Can I say shout out to Tatiana, your daughter, I believe, and and just in the aftermath, because apparently you all have been stalked and I just my heart goes out to you all. Like the tragedy just doesn't seem to end. Like they just keep adding to it instead of like I'm so sorry that this is happening to you all, that this has had to happen to you all. This is a travesty.
Exactly. Ashley is in the chat. Ashley, I love you. Ashley said that she will be there this month in Memphis. She'll be there this month. Let me see. She said something about Tyrese. She said 2 weeks before Tyree Nichols. I think that's what she was saying. 2 weeks before Tyrese Nichols was when her son was murdered. Yep, 2 weeks before then. Whew. Mm. I will be sending this video to you guys so that you all can have it. You can do whatever you want with the video. That's one of the good things about it. It was especially made for Peachy Tea Tyme. So you can play it on whatever platform you want to. Keep it for yourself, send it to your families. I do apologize, Mike, what I'm finna say. Don't send to that cousin. Don't send it to the cousin. I'm standing firm. She can't have it. She can't have it. Like, I would love to know how she's feeling right now. Like, her actions, wanting to get some doggone tax money, because he probably told her that he gonna break her off too, a little bit something. When I'm sure all she had to do was go to Jasmine and say,
Yep.
Jasmine, can I have? Can I borrow? Can you loan me? But here you done set all this up, not even knowing that this was going to be the outcome. Because I'm sure she didn't know this was going to be the outcome.
Oh shit! Y'all didn't. One of the boys is her baby daddy.
Yeah, Teneka told me that. We
Yes.
That
didn't talk
did the
about that on the
shooting?
show. Yeah, Charlotte. One of the boys that got out the car and did the shooting, right,
Mm-hmm.
is Cuzzo, baby daddy.
My
And
goodness, never
Cuzzo
see
sad,
that.
right? Cuzzo a little sad that her baby daddy gone right now.
Mm-hmm.
The nerve. The nerve. But let me say this. I know you watching, Cuzzo. I know you watching. And if you ain't watching right now, guess what? You gonna watch. Cause when you start trying to figure out why my life going like this, when you start trying to figure out why I can't keep a job, when you start figuring out why I could barely walk, why all these bad things is happening to me, just make sure you think of Jasmine and Michael Jr. And don't forget Teneka. Make sure you think about all three of them. Make sure you think about Jasmine's kids that don't no longer have a mother. When you start losing limbs and stuff, I'm gonna say stuff because I love Teneka and I love the Lord. But when you start losing limbs and you trying to figure out why, just make sure you think about everybody that you have put into harm's way over a
Even
doggone tax check.
even bigger than that, you got to know the things that we do, it might not hit you, but it hits your children's
You better
children.
say
It
it.
it hits like when you do wrong by others, it comes back. And it might not hit you, but it does come back. And I am a true believer. I'm a good old country girl myself. But believe me, they're in her dreams, her ever waking. Believe me, they visit her as a reminder.
Yep,
There's no way you close your eyes and don't see what you've destroyed, what you not personally destroyed, but you knew what you were doing. You knew you didn't know what the outcome would be, but you knew what you were manipulating.
Mm-hmm.
exactly.
You put it in play.
Yep, yep. And to Lorenzo family, each one of y'all that is sitting here treating this family the way that y'all are treating this family, I pray for y'all. I pray for Cuzzo. I do. Because I don't think y'all understand how God can sit here and make y'all life. Mm, 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 mm. Whew. Nah, Cuzzo ain't locked up. She ain't locked up. Somebody in the chat, they say, is she locked up? Mm-mm.
Not yet.
Not yet, exactly. Because Garma, look, I said Garma. I was looking at the comment, Karma. Karma is definitely real. Karma is real. And let me see. Tatiana said, and she also knew beforehand, what they was gonna go, what they was gonna do. Yeah, what they was gonna do. She reached out to a family member a few minutes before they came, asking was Jasmine okay, And was she safe?
Oh,
She
you
had
cared then. Oh, you cared, but you didn't
She
care
didn't
enough to
care. She
call
didn't
her.
care. She trying to be nosy. She trying to see did the job get done.
right,
Mm-hmm.
right.
She didn't care at all. And see, this how stupid y'all was. Cause at the end of the day, Jasmine had that bread. Y'all knew Jasmine would give, 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 give. Guess what? Now all y'all broke.
Yeah.
Now ain't nobody getting no bread now. To be honest, I hate to say it like that.
Nope.
Y'all still could have been getting that bread from Jasmine.
Yep. I'm gonna take it
Now,
First,
now Lorenzo got to be in there, and now he got to be hungry.
no, I hope they get him. I hope every night he has to pay. I hope somebody ramming him every night.
Oh, Jesus. Girl, why you say it like that? Goodness gracious.
Well, it is what it is.
It is.
It is what it is.
Look, what they say, Charlotte, don't drop the soap. Don't drop the soap.
Hmm.
Oh my gosh. But Teneka and Mike, when I tell you guys, I will never, ever, ever forget this night. I will never forget your story of your children. At the end of every show, I always let my guest in the show. Tanika, I ain't tell you that part. I ain't tell you that part. I will never tell the family because I don't want y'all to try to write up a script on what am I gonna say for this last part of the show. No, I don't even tell y'all. Sometimes I say talk to the killers. Sometimes I say, talk to your kids. They ain't here no more. Talk to them. I don't even want to say neither one. This is what I want to say. But before I say it, Charlotte, anything else you want to say? Because we have came to the end of the show. So, that anything else you want to say?
There's always a purpose. I don't know what it is, but I do know that you've got a story to tell, and I just the fire that has just inside of me right now wanting to scream it from the top of the hills, like, so somebody pays attention. Like, this can't happen to someone else. This should not happen to someone else. And just, I thank you for sharing. I thank you for sharing with us. And it's sad that we have to keep telling the same story
Mhm.
over and over again about us, about our culture, about how we are failed, that the government, whomever, fails to protect us. I'm sorry that it had to happen to you, but I do also want to make sure that domestic abuse is real, and I want to make sure if you are involved in a domestic abuse situation, please, the number is 1-800-799-7233. Please reach out. Please reach out to other family members. Get some help. You do not know. You cannot change anybody, but you can change yourself. At
Yeah.
the end of the day, you can change yourself and your circumstance. Those people, whoever they are, until God enters in, you can't change them. So get out of the situation. You do not have to put up with that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, Charlotte, I'm gonna bring you down. I'm gonna bring you down. Lakeisha, baby, I know Lakeisha probably over there still crying. Lakeisha probably done cried through this whole show. Lakeisha, my heart goes out to you, sweetheart. Lakeisha, I got to go. I got to go. I'm sorry, y'all. I got to go. But Ashley, I want to say this to Ashley. Ashley, please, 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 I'm gonna connect with you, because I definitely want to know when you're going to Memphis. I go ahead and see if I could get me a bulletproof vest. You're ready to come on down there to Memphis, because I definitely want to meet Teneka and also your husband Mike and your family. I would love to meet you all. Okay, so I am gonna try to come down there with Ashley and her family just as well. Tanika, please, like I said, let me know what we can do on our end of Peachy Tea Tyme. Let me know, and we got you. Okay, and I do mean that. I do mean that. Some people say that, and they just saying it because it's on, live and all that stuff. No, 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 not over here with us at PGT Time. We really try and see what we can do to help. Okay,
Thank you.
Now it is time to end this show. And it's time for y'all to end the show. Let's say this first. Put that church finger up when y'all done. If you do not put that church finger up, y'all gonna be sitting up there looking crazy, trying to figure out why I ain't pulled y'all down or why I have not started the outro. Okay, so and don't forget to put the finger up. We have had people forget and they just sitting up there mute. You sure can.
So I wanted to go away, but I can't leave without mentioning to you all the importance, especially for your young children, your older children. Like trauma is real, and it stunts growth. It stunts your mental growth, your physical growth, but just how you trust people, how you go out, how you get jobs, and how you perform on your just a whole bunch of stuff, and getting them the ability to you can't forget, but to put this in their past and to live forward, how to move on from this, how to grow and still be productive in their lives. Please, please, please make sure you continue with therapy, just having those conversations, having real conversations about how they're feeling, what they're thinking. All those things are so very important to your family right now, because again, trauma, it hurts, it kills, it destroys. So please.
We will. Thank
All right.
you. Miss Peach,
And mm-hmm.
I wanted to. Okay, so me and my husband, despite losing our children, we decided months ago to turn this negative into a positive. And I think I told you that we launched a foundation in their name called the Reach Hope Foundation here in Memphis. We've been going on 4 months now, and this foundation is to advocate and to be a resource to people who are dealing with domestic violence, who are victims of gun violence, all types of abuse. And we're taking what happened to us and we are working. So
Amen.
our story is tragic. To just lie down, just be a victim. So we're advocating, we're working. I've written up programs for the youth. I got my first school this week, a high school that my kids came out of. And so we're going into the schools and we are going to introduce this program to our youth about healthy conflict resolution. And it's called Project Resolution. And we're going to take them through a class. They're going to graduate. But basically, we're going to pour into these kids because what I've learned with some of the murderers and my daughter's child's father, these children have issues. They have mental issues. They have adverse childhood experience and just family issues that if people would just take the time and pay attention to the youth, pay attention to the young adults and say, hey, this is not a healthy behavior. This is not acceptable. And for the young women and also young men, we want to teach them the importance of utilizing their voice. Like you have to open your mouth and speak up for yourself. And I know it starts as a child, allowing our children to say what they feel, what they don't like, what hurts their feelings, and that would enable them to grow up and be adults who can speak up and speak out. And so this foundation is just my children, even though they're not here physically, they are here within this organization. So every time that we serve our communities, we help someone in need, I'm just reminded that I'm doing this in their name, and it gives me hope. So that once broken part of me is no longer broken. I sad? Yes, I am sad. Am I hurt? But I'm also fighting.
Amen.
I'm fighting to make a difference, me and my husband. So yeah. We have a foundation called the Reach Hope Foundation, and we're on Facebook, and we're just advocating. We're serving. We're trying to save as many people as possible. We took what happened to us and we have built resources so people won't feel how we felt. And that's a bad feeling like nobody's going to help you. Nobody's going to hear you. Your voice doesn't matter. And your voice does matter.
Yeah.
Like care. Miss Peachy cares. Miss Charlotte cares. And the more people care and that is advocating and bringing awareness to these issues in the community, the more we can get done, the more we can take a stand.
Exactly.
So we're just we're we're just a movement. We're taking this tragedy, and our slogan is "We are triumphing over tragedy." So it's not our. This is a part of our story, but this is not our story. I do know that God has a greater plan, and I do know that He's going to use what happened to us to help other people, to save other people's lives.
All right. Tanika, also, I'm sure somebody out there was wondering, you were shot 5 times.
Yeah,
What are your disabilities at this
I,
time?
I don't have any disabilities at the time. I'm
Baby.
okay. I just have like scar tissue, and I did have my spleen repaired. I was able to keep it even though I didn't need it, but I had that repaired. And the only thing I deal with is just the memories of what happened that day. And we're going through counseling. I'm working through it. I've gotten better because at first I could not um, stand from. I had this issue when it was like going in when night would fall, and I would just have these very bad attacks because I remember my children were alive when the sun was shining, and they were dead when nightfall. So, but I'm getting better with that. I'm able to sleep a little bit better at nighttime. I'm not on any medication at the moment for post traumatic stress syndrome, but I have been diagnosed with that, and I'm just praying my way through.
Girl, God got you. He got you and he got dead. I promise you he do. I gotta make sure I read this before you end the show. You and hubby up there in the show. Ashley said, I would love to remember your loved ones with Say Their Name Monuments, an organization that she runs. Ashley has um a museum that's online. It's an online museum. Absolutely amazing. So many. She has so many loved ones inside of this um online museum. And she would like to add your babies to it just as well.
Thank
So yeah, so I like I said, I'm definitely connect y'all, so that she can get the pictures and the names, the correct spelling and stuff of the names, and then she can go ahead and add them. Another thing that I do, there's a couple things that I do actually. We do the Peachy Loved One 2 week spotlight. So I create a flyer and I have your loved ones on, and for they will be on the flyer for 2 weeks. I will show them on the show, the flyer on the show. I play the tribute video just as well for 2 weeks. And another thing that I just started is also a museum, but it's a traveling museum. So we started here in Georgia. Charlotte came out, baby. We was out there. It was hot. Girl, it was so hot. Today it was hot. But we was out there, and when I tell you, it was absolutely amazing. We turned an empty space into a art museum,
you.
and we had all the loved ones, and it's only for 15 families. We don't
Wow.
open it up to everyone, but we open it up to 15 families, and we basically just love on y'all, love on y'all, love on y'all. We have pastors that come out and they do individual prayers for you and your families because it's for the family and friends of the loved ones. We eat good, did all of it. Even had somebody come out and sing, girl, that my auntie sang. Hey, auntie, auntie came out there and sung a song. But it was very, very nice and informative. We actually had, shout out to Rashia. She is a therapist, and she gave away 3 to 5 sessions, free sessions, Wow. to the family. Yes, to the family. So this is a movement that we are trying to do, and trust and believe we coming to Memphis.
All
You
right.
know, the only help that I need from you, Teneka, and hubby, old Mike. Only
Mhm.
thing I need help is finding a space.
Oh, we
That's
got
it. That's all we need is to find the space. So next year we will be traveling to Saginaw, Michigan, Detroit, Michigan, and Flint, Michigan, and that is a weekend experience. So, Tanika, I'm gonna reach out to you. I would love to come to Memphis next year just as well. So I'm gonna reach out to you to see the surrounding areas because I don't know. So the surrounding areas that a lot of crime has happened, and we can together get these 15 families. Okay, I'm sorry, 14 because y'all in it too. So y'all gonna make that 15. Okay. So now it's time. Now it's time. It is time for y'all to end the show. And on Fridays, me and my husband, we do love and relationships on Fridays. Now we ain't been on for a minute, because I've been working hard. Tanika, I've been working real hard. My husband working hard, so we ain't been really doing the Friday show. But we do love and relationships on Fridays. So what God is putting on my spirit right now for you guys for to end this show is to talk to each other.
okay.
16 years old. Hubby, how old was you when y'all had Jasmine?
18.
Okay, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You know, we don't think of you as anything, like our Kelly or anything like that. We don't think about that. Look, you gotta keep the water inside. You gotta keep the water inside. We don't think like that. But 16 and 18 years old, baby. Y'all had y'all first two kids. At these ages, I know y'all didn't think nothing like this was gonna happen at
Ever.
all whatsoever.
Nope.
So I just want you to talk to each other. Let each other know, I know this was hard to deal with. I understand all of that, but just let each other know how y'all are still going to be there for each other during all of this that's going on. Because y'all still got to go through the trial and
Yeah.
all of it. So that's how we gonna end the show, y'all. Black love at its finest. At its finest, okay? So I'm gonna pull myself down. We gonna start with Tanika. Tanika, you just pour your heart out on everything that has occurred with the two babies, your two kids. We got these grandkids out here, all that. Now, if y'all need any help with the grandkids, let me know.
We
I'll
will.
try to see if I come down there and babysit. Well, I'm finna pull myself down. When y'all done, just put that finger up. We're gonna start with Tanika and then we'll go ahead and go into Mike. All
Okay.
right. I love you guys. Make sure y'all tune in on Friday. Tune in on Friday. We will be live on Friday. I don't know if Pooley gonna be here, but he may be here on Friday. And we're gonna do a show. All right.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. So I know you feel like, well, I know you said that you you kind of try to blame yourself because you couldn't save the kids, but none of us knew what would, we didn't think that would happen to us that day. So I want you to not feel like that because you have been more than a good daddy to your children. And you can't blame yourself for what bad people did to our family. So I need you to be strong. I need you to still try to find joy because I know that you are I'm sad, but I'm very strong. But I need you to still try to be strong and find joy because my faith reminds me that we will see them again one day. And I know that they are in a better place. They are with God. And that gives me strength and clarity about them leaving us so soon. But I want you as their daddy. I want you to know that you did a good job raising them. And I don't want you to blame yourself for what happened to them because it's not your fault. And so we just got to keep lifting each other up and advocating and loving on each other, okay? And I want you to let that regret go. Because we're not superheroes. We're not invincible. We're not, it's some things that we go through that we don't have any control over. But I want you to know that you protected your children. You did what a strong, upright daddy would do. You did everything the right way because you were still leading other kids. So be proud of that. Be proud of the kids that we had and how they turned out. Okay? I love you.
I love you too.
Okay. Your turn, and it better be good. I'm ready.
Okay. Okay. It's been 27 years, and you've been right here in my rib. Everywhere I go, everything I do, you are there. But
Can I say this?
what?
I love you, but you've been like right here giving me a headache. But it's okay. I love you. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. But that night, I thought I lost all y'all. So, I mean, I went through it for those hours. For them hours I was in the back of the car, I actually thought I lost all y'all. And it hurt. It hurt to this day. Like, I get reminded, sometimes I think, am I here? Am I dreaming? Did I die? Did everybody else live? But anyway, I want to say that you are a superwoman. You got shot the 22nd, and on the 29th, you're back at home, walking around, going to church, doing everything that you had to do. You had my back. We had our children's back. I mean, I can't ask for nothing else better.
I know
Nothing.
you can. I know.
Like, I wouldn't be here if it weren't for you.
Oh.
I'm serious. I am, because Michael and Jasmine was my turning point in life. They helped me to be a better person, and I couldn't have them if it wasn't for you. So when I say that you are right here, you are my rib, I mean it for real.
Oh.
Like, I can't be here without you. So when I thought that something happened to you, it hurt bad. I mean, really bad. Like, I went home looking for everybody. I'm all over Memphis looking for y'all. And I ain't know where y'all was until I went to your sister's house. When I went to your sister's house, I saw my kids. I got a relief. Like, I was praising God all the way to the mid. All the way. And when I saw you up and they told me that you was alive, I just dropped and I didn't even leave. I don't even think I left left the room. I stayed there the whole time. But to sum it up, that's how much I love you. I love you with all my heart. All my heart. And I thank you for all my kids. And I thank you for letting me get on your nerves.
Okay. You're welcome. What else? Tell me more. I love you too. You can kiss my hand now.
Get carried away.
Oh, she said put the. Oh. Thank you, Miss Peachy. I guess we're gonna put our finger up now because we do have babies to go home to
Yeah.
in our old age. Exactly. I just let him kiss my hand. That's all. That's
Yes, man.
you. Thank
Peachy Tea Tyme, Peachy Tea Tyme. Peachy Tea Tyme, Peachy Tea Tyme, Peachy Tea Tyme.